And all I did was cook about 2 pounds of spinach in a pan with no extra water other than what was on the spinach leaves when I cleaned them. So now I want to drain my spinach in a colander. And then you've got to squeeze all that excess water out because you want this to be fairly dry. So we're going to put this in some butter and some cream. And sformati, spinach sformati, you can actually buy already made in Italian delis in Italy. They actually sell balls of spinach already made up that are cooked. So you don't even have to go through this process, but really, it doesn't take very long at all. So there's my spinach, and now I just want to give that, just a coarse chop. Just chop it up a little bit. And if you didn't want to use fresh spinach, well, you could use frozen, but this is actually much better with fresh. Now, I have some butter in a saute pan, unsalted butter, about 4 tablespoons. I get the heat up on this now a little bit, and all I'm going to do is put my spinach in, and I'm going to flavor this with nutmeg. Here's nutmeg. This is the way you buy it when you get it in the store, whole, you see? And then you bring it home and you grate it. And spinach and nutmeg seem to have a wonderful affinity for one another in Italian cooking. And I like a lot of nutmeg, so I'm going to put quite a bit in there. And all we want to do now is cook this just for a very few minutes. I'm going to give this a little bit of salt for flavor and some heavy cream. This is going to make a wonderful creamy texture to this dish because we are going to put this, as I say, into small molds. So once the cream is in, then you just stir that around and you want that to thicken up a little bit. So now, let me show you what else goes with this. I'm going to turn the heat down on that a little bit. And you saw me beating up some eggs. Well, here they are. And with that, I want to put in some Parmigiano Reggiano cheese. So now this goes in, and to bind this whole thing together, we want some fresh breadcrumbs. So there are my breadcrumbs, and now we mix this all together. And you know, I love that dish so much at Grace's. I also admired the cheese grater that she had. Guess what? I got one in the mail just the other day. Isn't it cute? And every time I use it, it reminds me of her. So there's our egg mixture. And now I'm going to take my spinach off, and I'm going to let this cool down a little bit because I don't want to put it directly into my eggs just yet. So I'm going to take it back over and put it into my bowl. Being kind of neat, aren't I? And now we got to talk about the molds that goes into. And here they are. Now these you can buy in a store, at a grocery store. You can find them just about anywhere. They're just aluminum, and I like to use them because it's really easy to unmold these. And all I do is take some butter and make sure that I grease the mold well, getting in all the little corners. Now, if you didn't want to use an aluminum mold, well, then you could use a little ramekin, but it may be just a little bit more difficult to get it out. You could also do this in one large mold. Now that we have those, we have our oven on at 350. I'm going to put this right in with my egg mixture, mix this all up, and it smells wonderful, especially the nutmeg. Get this really well mixed, and it becomes a very thick mixture. This is great for a party or for a buffet where you want to have something that you can do ahead and then just heat up, because these you can make ahead. You can make them to the point where you just put them in the refrigerator and bake them later. Then just take the mixture and scoop it right into your ramekins. Don't fill them too high because you want to leave room for these to puff up a little bit. Okay, so into the oven they go at 350 degrees, and when a knife can just go in and come out clean, they are done. I happen to have some in the bottom oven for you, so let me get those. And they smell delicious. And here they are.